Let's start off with the question that the governor did not want to answer, Lieutenant Governor. If the florist, if the photographer, if the candlestick maker gets approached by gays who want to marry, can they say no, and is that now legal in Indiana?
Well, we don't think that's legal in Indiana. And by the way, hello, Chris. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Good to have you.
Certainly in Indiana, we don't and we won't discriminate. I think if you saw the governor's Wall Street piece today, he says he abhors discrimination. And he said personally that if he was in a restaurant where a gay couple was not being served, he would not return to that restaurant. And I think that really captures how most Hoosiers feel about it. We very much do not support discrimination.
Well, let me ask you, why wouldn't he answer the question yesterday? I'm sure you talked to him about it.
You know, I think he was trying to stay with what is RFRA. And, you know, as you've heard and you've replayed, many people just didn't understand what it is and the 19 states that have it, the federal level of it, and the protections that it provides. But I think we're continuing to try to really clarify.
Lieutenant Governor, why did you make this law? What is the reason behind it?
Yeah. Well, in Indiana, I think it has a lot to do with the Hobby Lobby law because of Obamacare. And as that unfolded, we realized here in the state of Indiana that we did not have the state protection that paralleled the federal protections for religious freedom. And we're a state that really values those First Amendment rights.
But your law is so different than the 93 law and the other 19 states that have them. You allow businesses to basically be not just people, but people with a religious conscience. And you're allowing them to say that they won't do business with people if it is offensive to their religion, and the LGBT community seems to have a target on its back. I mean, isn't that just the honest truth of what's going on here?
No, I really don't think that's what we believe that law does. And I think that's why, as you heard today, the leadership in our General Assembly came together and said, look, this law is not intended to discriminate. We have great respect for the LGBT community and all those who are Hoosiers. We do not discriminate here. And if we have not clarified that in a fair way, we want to do that. And I think that is exactly what the General Assembly is about doing right now.